Today we are going to be looking at a system of tapping that comes from Qigong, from traditional Chinese medicine, and it taps in specific points to favor the flow of energy and circulation in different vital organs by tapping in specific powerful points in the meridians that influence those organs. And while you do the tapping, do it as relaxed as you can. It's not a question of how hard you tap, but how present you are with the tappings, in the sense of usually, let's say we are tapping here, this pericardium point. Usually we tend to concentrate only on just doing the mechanical part. What I invite you to do is, as you tap, be totally present. Bring your attention and intention to here, to the point that you're tapping, in this case, inner gate, pericardium 6, and sensing how the tapping is happening, and also opening up from inside to receive the tapping. That will make a big difference. Of course, if sometimes you get distracted, the mind does that, and you're tapping, it will still have some influence, but you will have even more influence if you can be present in your tapping, not only the mechanical action, but the sensing from inside, opening to sense it. And nothing else. You don't have to add any other kind of understanding or effort. Is mainly just being able to foreground and background your attention to the actual tapping and the actual receiving of the tapping, which is also you. You are the doer and the receiver of your actions and of the consequences of your actions. Or in terms of polyvagal theory, probably more like what's happening with your whole system and organism as you are receiving this, and different triggers are being stimulated there. I mentioned the polyvagal theory because it has been of great influence to me once I discovered it with Dr. Stephen Porges teaching it. And today I have the honor of having Stephen Porges himself and Sue Carter here practicing with us. And it's a really, really very special moment. And here we go with the practice and the teachings. Thank you so much. I hope that you from home will also be practicing and seeing how you feel. It will be also a good opportunity as you're tapping for your whole system to enter in a state of flow, gentle flow. Usually, health is understood as balance, which means a gentle flow is happening all over your body, and your cells are being nurtured by your circulation, by your breathing, and by the happy functioning of your, let's say, of your vital organs. And sometimes with the series of preoccupations we have had lately, and different other external stimuli, and also internal triggering, and we get into some kind of a state of contraction, also for processes that might be happening in the body with reference to operations, experiences. So whatever, there is always opportunity for those challenges to come up, and they do come up. And then it's interesting if we can use some of these tools to then somehow regain flow, and with the flow regain balance and the homeostasis. And all these systems are very gentle, so you can use them several times a day if you like. In general, I like to do the energy practices while I don't have anything in my stomach, because it's more easy for everything to then concentrate on these other kinds of flows instead of having to be concentrating on doing the digestion. So I would do it away from meals, maybe like you do your yoga practices or any other practices, 2-3 hours after eating or before eating, and as many, you could do it every tapping in each one of the places is going to be 32 times, which is a traditional number in traditional Chinese medicine for the tappings in this case. And then you could do the 10 points, 32 times in each point, just one round of those 10 points, or you can do 2 or 3 of the rounds, depending on how much time you have and how you feel. After completing the first round, I would stop and just for a moment sense the aliveness within the stillness as you rest on, bask on the results of this practice. So without further ado, we'll go to the practice, and we have, as I said, Steve and Sue with us for in some moments of our dialogue and of our practice. Enjoy. Here we go. In this particular 10 tapping points, we are going to begin with the legs, and we are going to come to a point here. If you find your ankle bone, we are going to go 4 finger breaths from the ankle bone up. Maybe you can also bend forward. I mean, if I bend forward, you cannot see me, but or you can sit in the floor if that's easier or whatever. But let me pin this, I think, right? Because then you can see me better. So what I was just trying to say is that the tapping itself doesn't require that the feet be up to the chest. I'm just doing it like this in front of the camera so that you can see it, but you can do the tapping, sitting and just bending forward and tapping, or you can be standing and tapping. It's something you can even do. It's great before a flight, so you can be at the airport, and if you don't mind, other people will be doing stretches or standing on the head or whatever, especially in California, and you can be doing your tapping. So, you don't need to be, it's not a question of the position of the leg. I'm just putting the leg like this so that you can see where to tap. But first of the 10 points, which happens these points are points that are in the meridians. Meridians are like rivers of energy that run through the body and that connect to specific organs, vital organs. The Chinese discovered this through thousands of years of experimentation. So the first point that we are tapping.
Just one moment. I have a different perspective. I don't think they discovered it through trial and error. I think they were smart people. And they're basically accessing a nervous system that is described as meridians. So they had a theoretical perspective. It's not a trial and error. So I'm, in a sense, greatly respectful for their ancient wisdom. And I don't think it's as simple as it worked, therefore we do it. I think they actually had an understanding of what they were trying to do.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. I was just kind of reducing the way of explaining, just to say that it's something that's tested. They had the intuition also through meditation and all that, but when they are saying, for example, this point that we are having here is a confluence of the kidney, the spleen, and the liver meridian. And then with the different points, like they may be far from the organ itself, but they tested that, okay, I work on this and it has an effect on the liver. Of course, to get to those kinds of intuitions with no, advanced technology or anything that we have, it wasn't the kind of tests that we do now, that, okay, I'm going to have a metabolic panel test or whatever. But it was a discovery, if you like, from intuition and experience and back to more intuition and more experience. So the way they map these connections between organs and rivers of energy or flows of energy and physiology and anatomy is quite astounding. So I was just trying to summarize all that with, it's a time-tested technique. But yeah, I totally take your point. You're right. It's the same we are saying about the vagus nerve and everything, is get to know yourself and then observe how you respond with this technique or that technique, and also can you assist your well-being or can you assist your healing by doing certain practices.
One final comment, the acupuncture of the ear and vagal, non-invasive vagal nerve stimulation of the ear, like what our son is doing, is where the two areas are now the same. So acupuncture of the ear has overlaps with contemporary neuroscience and approved medical type treatments of vagal stimulation from the ear because of the homunculus, the representation of the vagus on the ear, but not just the vagus, facial nerve and trigeminal are there as well. So right. There's a lot of things that can get into the brain from the surface of the ear, which was part of the modeling of acupuncture. So I had no idea about the ankle or in reflexology, the whole sole of the foot. But I sit on this chair with an open mind and with a mind of exploration, and to, in a sense, believe that there is insights and wisdom in ancient knowledge, and we need to be more respectful.
Totally. And it's also absolutely wonderful how they discover that from the ear, this, and like you said, the homunculus with the head down, and then all the different organs here and all that. Some acupuncturists only treat the ears, and now it's wonderful that your son is also working on how can we explain this from modern terms and science and other discoveries. So yeah, there is so much we can learn from each other and enrich. So coming back to the practice, so these are these rivers of energy that run through the body. There is 3 meridians, rivers of energy for the spleen, the kidney, and the liver, that are when you put 4-finger breath from the ankle bone, and you are not at the bone, you are never at the bone, you are never at the tendon, you are in the space immediately by the bone and where between the bone and the tendon. So you find 4-finger breath and you find the place here after that's another thing that's very interesting from the Chinese, that they measure everything with the proportions of the hand or the proportions of the body of the practitioner. So here, 4-finger breath, then you find that point there, and you are going to be tapping there on both legs. And if you put your hand like this, with the edge of the hand by the side of the ankle bone, the highest part of the ankle bone, you'll be tapping there in any case. So I want your hands to be like pasta, so that there is no blockage there, but like pasta. And we are going to be tapping both. I don't think I can show you myself tapping both because I'm sitting, but let's see. Maybe we need to do this. There we are. A little bit of a cut head. But okay, so we are tapping here. You can use same hand, same leg, or you can cross your hands. And we are going to tap 32 times. So just relax and feel the experience of tapping there on those points 32 times. That's the traditional way of, if you are in a rush and you can only do 16, do 16. That's okay too. Okay. The important thing is to be totally present in the tapping. So you are not doing only mechanical tapping, but you are sensing this. All right. So this is the first one of the 10 points. The first one is in the median side. So it's the internal, as you have the 2 legs facing each other, is on the internal side. All the rest of the other points are on the external side. Okay, so let's say we did 32 of this. This is, we were stimulating the flow of energy in the liver, the spleen, and the kidneys. Those three meridians pass through here, and they have a confluent point there. Okay, so, and then what is this thing of stimulating flow of energy? Well, in general, it's understood that health is a state of flow. So that state of flow, in that state of flow, all the organs function very well. When there is an unease or a disease or some other kinds of problems, the flow stops. Instead of a flow, there is an unease. We don't solve the unease, it becomes a disease. We numb the symptoms of the disease instead of trying to go to the roots, then we have a chronic disease because the body is like numb. And so this is just, again, very shorthanding way of explaining why do we want flow and why do we tap for flow. Okay, so we have been tapping for flow at the kidney, liver, and spleen meridian. The next one is going to be on the outer side of the legs. The number 2 and number 3 are related to the kneecaps. And number 2, location-wise, are related to the kneecaps. As meridian-wise, is a stomach meridian. So we are going to be tapping we see the patella here, and then we put the hand right under at the end of that. And we have, again, our 4-finger breath, not always, but in this case, it's also, again, 4-finger breath. And we see the hole here in a little bit of an indentation in our kneecap. And we are going to follow that direction down, 4-finger breath. And by the side of it here, there is this Susan Lee point, which is a stomach point. And we have it on both sides of the kneecaps. If you flex your feet, you will notice that there is something popping up there. That's the point. And don't worry too much if you're thinking, well, am I right in the point? Well, you will know you are in the point because you are not at the bone and you are not on the tendon, and you are 4-finger breath down and in line with that. But I was saying, don't worry, because we are going to be tapping with the whole hand, again, past the hands. And as we tap, we're going to cover that point. You know, it's not just, okay, I know more or less it's here. And also I'm tapping like this. So I'm covering that and other points around. So we can. This is a fabulous, fabulous point for any kind of problems with the stomach or digestion. And right now there are many people, because of nerve problems and other microbiome imbalances or whatever, that are having digestion problems. So this is a great, great point if you have stomach pain, gas, feeling of fullness, having eaten too much, weddings, Thanksgiving, whatever. Working with this, it will help you to regain balance in your digestive system. Susan Lee means 3 miles point. It will also give you strength to walk 3 extra miles if you need. And that's traditional Chinese medicine understanding. They either massage like up and down, like this, or you can also use your the heel of your other foot massage up and down, which for me is a little bit difficult to show you, but you will be just sitting in a taller thing and go like, you know, just massage there with the back of your these are traditional ways of massaging.
That works.
How does that feel?
Well, I feel the tender spot there.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
Yeah, on the right side. That's it. Yeah, that works. The heel works really well.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? You know, it's again, it gives us a different understanding of our body and of our functions. Okay, so that was number 2, and it's a stomach point. They say it's so powerful that even if you by mistake had something that's poisonous or whatever, it will help you even to get rid of that. Don't try it, but that's what the understanding of Chinese medicine says. Okay, so this is Susan Lee's stomach point in the same line of that stomach meridian. So we are coming up. I mean, the stomach meridian comes from here, here, down along here, here by the side of the stomach. Then it goes down on the outer side of the legs, all the way to the feet. So when it comes on this path down, it passes through here and then through the point that we had just now been tapping. So in that same line, but above the kneecap, we put 4-finger breath. And for me, it's easier to calculate it when I use my other hand on the kneecap, and I think probably for you too. And just go at the top of the kneecap and do your 4-finger breath, more or less in line with the other one. Here, you have another stomach point. And again, don't worry, because you're going to be tapping on the whole area with the center of your palm. Have your palms like pasta, and then just tapping there 32 times. And not just mechanical, being parked there and moving your arms, but actually bringing your attention and intention to sensing what your hands are doing, but opening from inside to receive the tapping. So you're just kind of also bringing your attention to these points and sensing how it's felt, how it's received inside. 42 times. This point is excellent. Keep tapping for any kind of knee pain. If you have problems with your knees, it's nice to massage like this, or also to massage a point right under the kneecap here in the very center, or put a tennis ball and massage like this, or even move a little bit. But that's besides the 10 points. For now, we are just going to concentrate on the 10 points. We started with number 1, inside here, kidney, spleen, and liver. Number 2, stomach. And number 3, also stomach, above the kneecaps. And now we're ready to number 4. And for that, I'm going to have to stand, because it's right in the gluteus maximus. The number 4 is in our gluteus maximus. So this is quite a bit of muscle there. Even if you're skinny, there is a place where you can be actually tapping a little bit stronger. And this 4th point is a gallbladder point. And it's very good for any kind of pains along the lower extremities or numbness. And you find the point like around there by bending flexing your kneecap and your leg, bringing the leg up, and just kind of sensing there is a little indentation there.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Okay, so now again, we are going to be using the palms like pasta, but quite firm, 30 times. So great, especially in the middle of the trip, if you're having a long flight or whatever, you stand up and you tap. You can go to the back where the stewardesses are, or if you're flying first, you have your own space there to do it.
Well, Australia. Yeah.
Australia, yeah, that's a long trip. You arrive so nice if you do this several times in your flight. You won't have jet lag. It's just amazing. Well, what is happening is you are activating the circulation of blood and qi, and so everything is going to function better. Part of the long trips is that you are sedentary for long hours, and that's the body doesn't like that. Okay, So let's say we did 32 there. And this is number 4. So we had number 1 was inside here. Number 2 was outside under the kneecaps. 3 above the kneecaps. 4 right here. We are coming from low up. And now we are at the middle of the body with number 5, also at the middle of the 10 that we are learning. And number 5 is right where the kidneys are. So by the side of the spine and more or less at the height of the waist, we are going to be tapping there. If that's comfortable for you, you could tap like this, you could tap like this, or you could massage up and down, in and out. But if you want to do tapping, this would be the tapping, or this. It's more gently than here, because here we have more muscle. Kidneys, we still want to sense the tapping, but doesn't need to be too. This again is fabulous to activate the circulation in the kidneys, which in turn help to detoxify the body. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the kidneys is where the energy, vital energy is stored, of course, distributed all over the body, and also where sexual energy resides. So it always feels good to massage the kidneys. If you are someone who loves climbing mountains or walking in the hills, it's lovely to have your hands like this. It will give you more energy for a longer time if you are there present with your kidneys, either just by touching them or massaging them as you walk. So that was number 5, reviewing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we come to the side here. So from 5, we come forward and kind of half the way between the armpit and the waist here, right on the line of your, the seam of your shirt or whatever, is a point, spleen point. So spleen and stomach are a couple in Chinese medicine. This also helps with your digestion, and of course it helps with your immune system, because the spleen is part of the immune system, and because some of the cells of the immune system are produced in your digestive tract, not in your stomach, in your intestines, but in any case. So this is a great point to, I like massaging it. You could also tap it. It's a spleen point, Dabao. And the spleen meridian, can tap it softly. It means you have to bring your elbows more to the back. But I love just massaging, feeling the center of my palms, massaging there. Another day we will talk about the relation between organs and emotions, but the spleen is very much affected by wearing, and that, of course, wearing debilitates our immune system. It's good to assist the spleen by bringing your hands like this and massaging. It's also fabulous to do this when you are feeling you're starting to get sick, in the sense of catching a cold or whatever. Just massage. When in doubt, massage here. It feels good. All right. So here we are massaging the spleen points or tapping. We are already at number 6. We only have 4 to go. Number 7 is under the armpit. Right under the armpit is the beginning of the heart meridian. And this is a delicate area. So we are going to be tapping with the center of our palms, hands like pasta, and gently, because it's a really much more tender area than our gluteus maximus, right? But again, bringing the attention and intention to this area, stimulating the heart meridian and the flow along the heart meridian. Sometimes when people are having the beginning of a stroke or whatever, they have pain along here, So just stimulating flow and smile, which brings this compassion and love and oxytocin. The heart always responds well to smile. And the interesting thing is that there are ramifications that come to the side of the lip, the corners of the lips. So in fact, smiling is good for the heart, not only because of the softening that it brings, but also from an energetic point of view because of the meridians. Okay, so we have 7. Now we are at the height of our arms, right? We have come all the way down from, all the way up from the legs and feet to our arms. And we were in number 7 here. Number 8 is going to be in the middle of our arm. So as we bend the arm, there is this ballet, and at the end of the ballet, here, a long point. And again, we are going to know that we are covering all that area and the long point when we tap. Hands like pasta, please. And just almost like a sucking action happens there as we tap. Again, relaxing, being totally present, smiling, one side and the other side. You can have your clothes on. I'm just trying to show you where the place is, but 32 times and 32 times, not being very precise on the counting, but you will remember 32 times, traditional number for long enough that you feel the effect. And then we go to number 9, which is we have the wrist and then 3 this time, 3 finger breaths from the wrist line. And right here in the very center, this is the path of the pericardial meridian, which starts here and goes through the center of our hand and ends up in the middle finger. And so this point that you're going to be tapping here is called inner gate. There is inner gate, outer gate. We're going to be tapping an inner gate, which is also very good for against nausea when you are in the car or boats or even playing. This is a good point. And so here we tap 32 times.
And go to the other side.
Yes?
Yes, I said yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I just want to be able to get to the 10 points before you have to leave. And finally, the number 10 is here. So we find our collarbone and then the head of the collarbone, and we go directly down from there until we find an indentation, and that would be elegant mansion, kidney 27. This is the end of the kidney meridian that we had seen at the very beginning. We had passed, the kidney meridian comes from here, passes this point that we were tapping, and then it comes up, 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 and then it ends up being here. So the end, beginning and end of meridians are very important points. This time we are going to be tapping this way. And letting go of anything that will be stagnant in our chest. Also, because of the location, with every point we have the meridian itself, which then is related to in this case, to the kidney organs. But because of the location where it's tapping, it's also affecting our lungs and upper lungs. And it just feels so wonderful to let go of anything that could be stagnant there physically or emotionally, and releasing.
Very nice. Okay, I'm saying goodbye. Thank you.
you.
That was
Thank you.
fantastic. Thank you.
I'm so glad. I hope you'll use it in your trips.
Keep on training, Steve. Bye-bye.
So how was it tapping?
The tapping, well, it's very relaxing. So
I want to show you just one more thing in the sense, because you said you liked this one.
Yeah.
You can also use your this tool.
Yeah.
Here. Let's see.
Move your camera slightly down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have done that as well.
On here.
But that's kind of
very good for your lever. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
lever point, and since you were talking about pain also on the right side, so
Yeah.
maybe when you are in the plane, you can also massage it a little bit there.
Yeah, that's powerful too. And the smile is simple as well, because that feedback of moving your face into a smiling one feeds back into the brainstem, into your vagus. So it all, in a sense, it becomes a vagal stimulator into itself. Smiling, humming, singing,
Right.
listening, even listening to safe or loving types of music that we would say softens us and makes us accessible. That's actually vagal stimulation.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I hope you liked the practice. Feel free to learn it and practice, and you can teach it to your children, to your friends. It's simple. It's also a great practice for boosting the immune system, because when everything is flowing, the health of the organism is better. It's better for recovering from sickness, and also to avoid the sickness, and to boost your immune system. If you cannot do the 10 points, if you can do, let's say, 3 of them or whatever, some of my favorite ones are this one here, the Susan Lee point, 3 extra miles point, which is so powerful for digestion. And the kidney one, because it helps a lot with the energy, and it helps a lot the kidneys, which fulfill such important action and function of detoxifying our body. And then I totally love also this one of massaging the area of the spleen and the stomach on the left, and the liver and the gallbladder on the right. And they are very, very good also to boost immune system, and to help with any kind of problems with your digestion. Well, I really love all of them. I also love this. Find which ones seem to resonate best with you and practice those, or practice the 10 or different days, practice whatever you are called to. But if you could integrate the tapping a little bit every day, you will see a difference. Thank you for watching, and I hope you practice. Until the next time.